Alright guys, this is Jason from the usual suspects, and we have our 2012 Volvo S80. For some reason or another, our ECU got rusted out. So we had a used one. We tried to get it cloned, the old one cloned, but it was beyond repair. So we had to spend $1,545 to get a brand new one. And now we are going to attempt to program that new one. But first, I had to buy another laptop because my old laptop has Windows 7 and I needed 11 Pro. So we're gonna go grab the laptop, and I installed Vida on here. We're gonna connect to this, make sure everything's working. And then we are going to buy a subscription for Vida so we can do this programming. I did install a H8 battery in here, a larger battery versus that H6. So let's see how this works. And here is the H8 battery. It's one of those AGM batteries. As you can see, it's so huge we couldn't even use the battery tray. So we are going to strap this thing in here. Right now it's just sitting in here, but we're gonna get some straps eventually and just kind of ratchet this battery in here because we're gonna use the big battery, baby. And this is the new computer that we got. And there is a used one right there. And that's the bracket that it connects to. So before we get all that bracketed in, we're going to use this old one and we're going to connect to it just to make sure this new laptop is working correctly. This is what the screen looks like now. I need to download these. Hold on, guys. So right now, since this is a new laptop, I need to download the drivers for that J2534 dongle. We need the drivers. Here we go. So we need this one, Windows 64-bit. It's downloading, and it should be downloaded now. Let's open it up and let's install the drivers. Except I literally spent $300 on Amazon for this laptop, literally so I can get this car going again. The things we do when we love our cars. All right, we got the drivers installed. So we'll unplug this and plug it back in just to, there we go, I heard it. Just to make sure. All right. Now let's see. All right. This fan, LPG. Yeah, we don't have liquid petroleum gas. All right, so we're working now. And as you can see, this is Vida, and you can see everything's yellow because this is VIN locked to another vehicle. I mean, some of the stuff works, like the audio, you know, instrument panels. Like some of the stuff is not VIN locked, but most of it is. You don't have options to do the immobilizer, because really, if you could disable the immobilizer, then you wouldn't have to spend $1,500 for a new ECU. So now that we got this working, and what does it say? Preview. Okay, yeah, we don't need that. So we have this working. So now realistically, we can use our Vida software. So it says we're at 11.8 volts. Before you do any programming, I do have a battery charger. I don't have it hooked up yet, but I'm going to. And we're going to hook the battery charger up before we do any kind of programming. Reason why I don't have the battery charger hooked up, because I have to unhook the battery, put that brand new ECM on there, or brand new computer, and then we're going to use Vida to walk through the steps. But let's pull up Vida real quick. It's not going to let us do anything until we buy a subscription. So I will have to go online, spend the $73 and buy the subscription before we can do anything. But I just wanted to make sure that my J235 connector worked first, because I think even Vida says you can use that J3 or J2534 connector instead of using the old. I do have the dice unit, so it's uploading something here. But here's the Volvo dice. So if worst comes to worst, we do have the dice unit. All right, let's see. We're gonna purchase a software. It's a 3-day number. We just need one. Let's see here. Optional packages. Parts catalogs, software, optional packages. In order to do it? No, I guess so. All right, guys. So you have to click all of them. It's $82, but you have to click diagnostic workflow, parts catalog, service information, software ordering and download, and standard time. You have to, it won't let you do it unless you click all 4 packages, and that's $82. So we're learning here. All right, $82 for the Vida software. We're gonna add to basket. What is all this? They're trying to sell you more shit, huh? Complete wiring diagram journals. All notifications for Vida will sent to email chain. Sub news. Service tools. Subscription quality bulletin. $93 altogether, guys. So for a 3-day pass is $93. Complete the checkout. It's gonna be $100, man, because it won't allow you to change anything. So, all right. So I'm gonna fill this stuff out.
Connecting users to your subscription, activating your subscription, approving your device. When first purchasing Vida, the password emailed was a temporary password. You'll need to have set up your 90-day password prior to working in Vida or Vida admin. If you have not completed that exercise, please do so prior to beginning work. Let's get started. To perform the necessary setup, you'll be accessing 2 Vida icons from your desktop. The Vida admin icon, which is known as Vida admin and has a tan outline, and the blue Vida icon for accessing Vida. For setup and device approval, you'll be working primarily in Vida admin. Let's start with connecting users to the subscription using When in Vida admin, click on the tab named Subscription. You will then see your subscription. Open it by clicking on the item found under the header called Name. After opening it, the right side of the screen will now populate with a few tabs. Click on the tab named User. Click on the username to highlight it. Click on Add. That will move the user to Available Users. Please be sure to click Save to retain your changes. You have now assigned the user to the subscription. If additional users are needed, they may be added. Please send a help request that includes the new user's first and last name and a business-appropriate email that is not previously used in Vida admin. Please note, if you have one subscription, only one user may use that subscription at a time. If 2 users will be working on Vida simultaneously, a second subscription purchase is necessary. Next, we will go through activating your subscription. The subscription purchased is for a specific length of time. Remember, the countdown will begin when the subscription is activated. To activate your subscription in Vida Admin, click on the tab Subscription. You will then see your subscription. Open it by clicking on the item found under the header called Name. Click on Properties. Click in the box to activate. The box is next to the wording. Check the box to activate. Always remember to click Save at the bottom of the screen to retain your changes. Next, we will go through approving the device. The device is most commonly the computer you'll be using to access Vida, which you will need to approve. Vida is now cloud-based, therefore it is no longer necessary to assign computers. First step is to sign on to Vida with your computer by clicking on the blue icon on your desktop. It is necessary to sign on to Vida the first time. Signing on with your computer, you'll receive a device approval message. Vida has now recognized your computer. Now you can go into Vida Admin and approve the device. To approve the device, click on Device at the top of the page. The device you attempted to sign on to Vida with will appear, and the approved header will be blank. Click on the device listed under the device name. From the drop-down, the default is Registered. Change to Approved by highlighting. Always remember to click Save to retain your changes. This concludes the Vida setup and device approval video. You can now sign on to Vida and begin working. Remember, you can always refer to Vida Admin setup document or rewatch this video for future reference. Thank you for watching.
All right, guys, I will say it has been a roller coaster of a ride, but in order to order this CEM reload, you have to pay for all this stuff. And you have to use the username and password that you used to purchase the Vida software. It's not the same username and password as the Vida software, if that makes any sense. But we are doing the download now. And we have the battery charger plugged in. So we're at 60%. And I did the CEM reload. It doesn't give you one for the ECM. So hopefully the ECU and all that stuff is packaged. It was $100 for this reload. So you're going to pay $100 for the Vida software. And then you're going to pay another $100 to download this reload program. So let's see how it goes. All right, guys. I swear this has been a headache, but we got the top-down R-Link J2534 connector, and we're gonna try to do that ECM download again. It would not work with that little $40 Mongoose clone. I think I might have finally got it figured out. I had to do the PIE configuration test download, which was $1 penny. And then I had to do the ECM gasoline reload, which was free. And it seems to be working now, so it's loading the ECM right now. So we're gonna see if this works. This is the furthest progress I've made. And we had to use this R-Link. You can't use the generic connector. It has to be that R-Link. Let me show you the generic one I'm talking about. This one here, you can't use this to program. You got to spend money on the big boy. I paid $260 for this R-Link. You need that. You have to use the R-Link. All right, it's doing its thing. We might have figured this out. Had to do that PIE configuration software download. All right, it says it's done. So let's see how it goes. All right, guys, it's showing that it worked. This was red previously, and now it's green. So let's see if we'll start it up. All right, guys, we got it figured out. We didn't need the dealership after all. We got that ECM programmed, and after about 6 months of waiting, we got her all situated, man. Man, I'm fucking happy, bro. Oh my God, look at that, man. There's the old computer. I took it apart. We back in business, man. The new computer. I did cover the top half of that because water was getting into that connector. So I figured putting a little plastic over the top of it, just in case somehow water can splash in there. That way it doesn't, you know, you don't want it to mess up your $1,500 computer. All right, guys, we back in business. Got the new ECU installed. Never mind the mismatched wheel. We cracked one of the stock wheels, and not stock, but one of the aftermarket wheels. And you gotta buy them in the whole set. You can't just buy one. You gotta buy all four. So that's why we got the mismatched wheels on here. But I did end up getting this all figured out without having to go to the dealership, so I'm very happy.